today we're talking about what I have been loving and can't stop using for 3 months straight, and some of these even exceeded 3 months. For example, this setting mist I've been using up an entire bottle, and also this bottle is at like about here, so almost half gone. So it's really favorite stuff that I've been using on a daily. So if you're interested, just keep watching. Okay, let's do this. Hope I'm looking alright. Let me clip this hair. Today is very cloudy. It might start raining, so the lighting is not the greatest. It's a little bit dim. Also, because I just done my morning workout, so I look a little bit rough, and this shirt might have a tons of fuzz on it. So ignore all of that. Let's start right onto the application. I have been using this cushion basically non-stop. It's a really great cushion, like people weren't lying. But what I didn't see people mention is there's like difficulty of this is how to control. Well, people mention this, but I don't think people like emphasize enough on this. But at least on me, if I apply too much, it's suddenly too much. Like it looks not good. But when I apply the right amount, it looks amazing. It's like one of the most beautiful looking on the skin cushion I have ever used. And this shade, 23N Sand, I think. It's a little bit too peachy and light for me. I'm thinking when I finish with this, I can buy the shade 24W, maybe a better shade for me. So how I control this is, I don't press too hard. Like I press lightly, and I check on the puff if there's like a too large amount of a solid color, like you know this spot. If there's like a too white spot like that, then it's too much. If this whole puff is covered by these type of solid like coverage spots, it's like too much. And I even this out on the back. I try to control the amount that's just enough for my whole face. You can see I'm like stamping the initial product on the puff all over my skin, because I don't want to re-dip a used puff in it. I think it's not hygienic. I haven't been using or like trying to use a cushion foundation for years. Like I refuse to use it, not because of anything, but because of the hygienic thing. So what I do to fight that is just whenever I dip into the puff, it's either a spatula or a cleaned sponge, so I never dip dirty ones into it. And this, I don't know if it's the formulation, because it's a like, you know, thick formulation. I always feel like the cushion feels half empty, like it's not like floating with product in it. It might be because the formulation is pretty like on a thick side. I don't know if you can tell, like applying a very sheer amount, it looks great. Like it looks so smoothing, and it doesn't look too much. This lighting is really not it. Let me try to change up this a little bit. Is this better, or did it even change? I hope it's better. Blush, and I've been using this non-stop. You can see the pan. Like I have never been loving a red blush this much, but yeah, it's great. It's really like what the TikTok trend is saying. A right toned red blush. It's really gonna look very natural. And I bring this a little bit to my eyelid as well, just to give a little bit of dimension there. And that's just basically everything I do to my cheeks. I don't do like a million layer on my cheeks. If I have the time and, you know, I'm in that mood, I will use a highlight maybe. But I stopped using contour and bronzer because that's a step that I don't really care. Like, I don't really enjoy it. It's like a whatever add-on step for me. Blush itself, I think for me it acts as just everything for my cheeks. Now see the subtle flush that this blush gives. It's really, really pretty. I'm even debating, should I buy a full size after I'm done with this? But the full size is really expensive, so I think I'm gonna just try to buy some other red blushes. With powder, it's like a little bit complicated. I didn't use this for like 3 months straight because I have only been finishing my RCMA powder not so long ago, so I think maybe about a month straight. Basically, I mixed 2 powder that I wasn't really sure about. One is I think it's the Swan Ballet series powder from Flower Nose. It's a gift with purchase. I didn't purchase that one. That was the formula was great, but the powder was too pink. And I have another powder that I didn't buy. It comes with a skincare set. It's from Innisfree. And that powder is a little bit too silicone-y. You know those like a very white silicone powder that leaves a white cast, and it's like you use a tiny little bit and your whole face is like flat. Those type of powder. Powder sets my foundation weirdly. Like, it make my foundation settle into pores when before setting it wasn't in my pores. Super weird. But I mixed those two. I was like, yeah, the Flower Nose one is too pink and that one is too white, and the white one is too chunky on my skin. So since the Flower Nose one has been like looking very nice, but just the color is not it, what about, you know, mixing those two? And it worked amazingly. I just take a little bit and I even the product on the cap. Once I have an even amount on the it's not looking very even, but and I just use this giant brush, focus on the center of my face, but basically setting everywhere. And at this stage, I set my face with the setting spray. There's 2 that I really love. One is from Kose. You can see this one, I'm at here, and I actually finished another one, and I have only been using this from this summer. So like for 3 months, I go through a full bottle and this amount. So that's never, that's unheard of really. And this is TIRTIR Mask Fit Makeup Fixer. I think this is like a more hardcore setting type of setting spray. For this one, I think it's like a conjunction of a long wearing spray and a melting spray. It melts your everything on your face nicely, and it has this super fine mist. It's like a cloud hitting your face. And I think one of the reasons why I'm going through this so fast is because the mist is so good. Do you know those steamers? Facial steamers? It feels like those, or even sometimes like finer than those. So with this one, when the complexion is dried, it's still matte, but this one makes it not like dewy at all. It's more like gets rid of the powderiness, and you still like your skin still look kind of matte, but it's not like a powdery matte. So if you want to get rid of the powderiness, melt every layer together, and also get some like long wear effect, I think this is really good, and it's affordable. This one prolong wear your makeup in a way that it wears off slowly and nicely. It's not the like transfer proof like hardcore type of thing, but for me it's enough. The only thing I am asking for is wear off beautifully and slower than it was before I apply that. That's everything about base. I don't do too much on a daily basis for the base actually. And for eyebrow, I've been loving this SHU UEMURA hard formula eyebrow pencil, and there's a number hard 9 on it. I don't know what it means. And the shade is 02. It's a like I was gonna say silver, but I mean grayish brown. And this is the one thing I like is you can sharp this type of sharp the pencil to this type of like shape, because it's like a thick pencil, so you can freely shape the pencil. And this is how the pencil comes from, like it comes with this like shape sharpened. And if you have a counter near you, when this become like a knob, you can bring this to the counter and they sharp it for you to like to the shape again. So, and this is for me it's like more of a powdery formula, so it's a brow powder in a pencil form, which I actually love the finish of a brow powder, but sometimes I just don't want to like open the packaging, grab a brush, apply it, close the packaging, like put away the brush. It's nothing like, you know, big, but I just find a pencil like this that I don't have to mess with the brush, it's better. And again, it looks like a powder. And the weirdly is it doesn't have that much of pigmentation on dry skin without hair. But when it's under your eyebrow hair, it just gives you a perfect amount of color. If you don't want just dark brow, if you want really pigmented pencil, very creamy ones, this is stay away from this. This is a very hard powdery pencil. Eyeshadow. To be honest, all I've been doing matte base with glitters. So I don't really care what matte base I actually use. So I'm just gonna use this Judydoll one. The actual matte shadow that I use a lot is the Canmake one that I'm trying to pan, but I feel like I use that one too much. I've been always showing that on the camera because this is right before me going to the office. It's a work day. I rarely get up early on a work day and do workout and then film. Usually I just do my workout and eat and do my makeup and I'm just out. But today I wake up extra early, so I thought I would just, you know, do this video while I was getting ready. And also, usually I don't do this many steps when I'm getting ready for work. I probably do like maximum like 5 to 7 minutes of makeup. It's only when I have time I do these steps, and I might even say these steps are like already like simplified steps compared to a lot of people I see online. And I'm like, the 20 steps makeup, I don't have the time to do that. And also I enjoy doing makeup, but I don't enjoy doing like a million steps of makeup. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is layering the shimmer or shininess on my eyes with a like blended type of like technique. Can you even call that technique? So basically I have something like a fine shimmer, whatever you have, it doesn't matter. This is just like a Super Shock highlight from Colorball, and this is basically gonna act like base. So a like hard cream formula, not like a very dewy that will mess with your eyeshadow. Just like Super Shock highlighter type of formula that it doesn't have much moisture to it, just a little bit. I think a shadow cream eyeshadow could be nice as well. This is just a base. so that when you layer glitter on top, it's more of like a blurred effect into the matte shadow. Or if I personally find if you just put glitter right on top of a matte base, sometimes it looks like random glitters. And what I'm using right now, I forgot to tell you, this video is such a mess. This is from Judydoll in the shade G01. It's a basically pure glitter. Can you see the big dent I made? I really been using this non-stop for like month, not even 3 months, I think. Like every time I do some glitter, I reach for this one. This is like a small sized glitter. If you have the Urban Decay one, this is similar to that size, but maybe even a little bit smaller. And if I want to use chunky glitters, I layer it on top of this, so it's like shimmer is the finest and on the largest area, and on smaller area I use a smaller size glitter, and big chunky glitters only at the center a little bit. That's my layering technique. Weirdly, I've been liking eyebrow pencils for eyeliner. It doesn't really matter what eyebrow pencil, just the eyebrow pencil you have. And I'm using one that like years ago, I have for like years. It's from the Japanese drugstore brand called Kate. This is a nice eyebrow pencil. I just don't really like these like very skinny eyebrow pencils, so I rarely use this on my actual eyebrows. I start to use this on my eyes as eyeliner, and it's been working great. Because you would choose a eyebrow pencil based on your hair color, right? And your eyelash is also your hair. So it matches with this shade and it looks more natural. And I really like this. For mascara, I'm just gonna apply the Canmake one. This is not like 3 month usage, is like probably 3 years or more. I think I've been gone through like maybe 10 tubes of this thing. I need to go back my purchasing, you know, the order history to see when is the first time I purchased this, because since then I never stopped buying this thing. Hope you can see my eyelash. This is my preferred type of eyelash, like elongates and separates your eyelash and make them look, you know, more pronounced. Is that the right way to say it? For lips, it's 3 steps. Been using these 3 steps for like month, literally month, probably not even 3. So first of all, I have this PermaGrath lip pencil in the shade Contour. I found this formula to be very nice and kind of unique because it applies on so thin. I can sharpen this pencil for once and I'm good for like 3 weeks. When in other pencil, I feel like 3 usages, it's like enough, like scrubbing my lips with the pencil snub. But this one, literally, I think last time I sharpened this is like a month ago, and I use this on a daily. And it's still going strong because I don't really prefer a super sharp lip line. It just has to be a little bit more emphasized and shaped, and that's all I ask for. So as long as there's product, I could be like not sharpening it. So yeah, a month, still going strong. I layer this Roman dewyful lip tint in the shade 12. Kainen? Don't know how to pronounce that word. And I just love how this shade is, like how natural this shade is. I think it's like a my lips but better type of shade. And it applies so thinly. It's really like a formula that's great for layering, because I love layering glosses on top, So if the lipstick or the lip tint is already too thick, you cannot layer anything, right? Combined with lip liner, it's gonna be feeling even thicker. So that's why I love this formula. It's just adding color without adding much texture to it. And now I have this Nature Republic Honey Melting Lip in the shade 11. I think the shade is called Tint Plumping. I think I'm almost out of this. Against the sun, you can see the cartridge, like where the cartridge ends. I think originally it ends at like somewhere around here because I have another one. That one is almost full. And this one is like ending here. It might be even into this part, but you can't see it. That's how much I've been using this. It's such a glossy stick, and it's one of those, this shade specifically is one of the color changing, like pinkish shade. I don't really like this one on its own, but I love to layer this on the center of a lot of lips, and it just, because there is a hint of pink, layering some on something nude, it just gives like a hint of light to it, or life to it, and it's so so shiny. Can you see how shiny it is? It's shinier than a lot of lip glosses that I have. This is really a gloss in a stick. The only thing I don't like about this is like when in the summer you can't bring this out because how melty it is. I tried and it almost crumbled, so I bring it in again. And now it's like almost winter, so this is like a little bit hard. And it's a little bit plumping too. It's not a painful type of plumping. This is like the minty, mentholy type of plump. And I've really been loving it. And that's everything. That's everything I have been using non-stop. Thank you so much for watching. If you have something that you can't stop using recently, tell me. I'm always open to try something new. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.